Hey everybody. This is probably going to be the most plug and play in this video I've ever done. Normally I'll set up and have my cameras going and whatever, but we just got to get her done, you guys, today. I actually am going to have another video segment after this. It just was really on my heart for those who are like trying to work their ministry or an assignment or calling on their heart. People don't talk enough about the season of no or not right now, what feels like that, but you're just in growth. And I really wanted to speak to that so that you stay on course, you know, like I heard a pastor talk about, and you've probably heard this before, that if a plane gets off course 1 degree, it'll land them in a whole nother city. So you just can't get off course when you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in life. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're trying to get into school. I don't care if you're just starting a new blog. I don't care if you're, like me and you feel like you have a ministry for women. I don't care what you're trying to do. If you want to sing, if you're trying to get a new job, I don't care what it is. If you feel like it's on your heart and God told you that this is your assigned role, you just keep at it. Because, they always say new levels, new devils. When you get to different spots in your life, especially when a promotion, it gets gnarly. Okay, so I talk about that later. But I wanted to talk about my weight loss. I haven't done an update in a while. You guys see I'm laying on my bed. I have my daughter home sick today. It's really rainy and cold. So I'm going to be going in there with her. She, poor thing, hit her head today. So I've been kind of worried. Been observing her today, the nurse and me. But so as of today, I haven't done an update in the last couple of weeks because I don't have a lot to report. I've lost an additional 3% in body fat, but the scale weight is, when I say exactly the same, well, as of today, maybe 1 pound down. So I'm about at 29, almost 30, just shy of 30 pounds lost. But I've really been stalled, you guys. Like if I look technically, it's been over 6 weeks, like close to 8, I feel like. I mean, give or take like 3 pounds. It's sucking. That sucks big time. But as you can see here, I'll drop the thing here. I started CrossFit at the beginning of October. There were people that said, don't do it. You don't want to do it at this stage because it'll stop your metabolism. There were people that said, rock on. It didn't affect me at all. For me, I have always exercised, so it was a big deal to give it up. And emotionally, more so than anything, it just keeps the screws right. And I feel great. I am glad to be back. I will tell you, I don't go gung-ho. I've known to get a little crazy and go several days a week. I'm not doing that. I'm going only 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a little easy on the budget. Because you can get a different rate when you go that often. And for those who wanted to try CrossFit, please don't be afraid. I know you see people on social media who are really extremely fit and it gets intimidating. Go. They'll scale it for you. The gym I go to is wonderful. Just go. Don't be afraid. I don't care what level you are. People are just happy you're there. But anyways, I love it. It makes me feel great. I have more patience. I feel better about myself and my body, especially when I have that soreness. The only thing is that you really have to be really conscious about your food because you are going to be hungrier. You are going to want to be snackish, which can kill VSG because we can squeeze in snacks, You do have to be mindful about having your meals prepped, etc. And even that, the last couple of weeks, life has been crazy. I haven't been that great at it. But I've been trying to pull in that protein just because I'm breaking down that muscle fiber. And I have seen a change in the scale as far as muscle go. Like I said, an increase in or decrease of fat in 3%. But I do think I'm getting close to a whoosh on the scale. I just have a feeling. It's just seeing the patterns on my scale. I've always told you that I kind of have a drop, gain half of it back, then it stays stable, and then I'll start to see that body fat percentage decrease, 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 and then I have another whoosh. it would be my guess. I'm praying that I'll have a big change coming up soon. Oh, if I could just get the 180s, I'm going to be ecstatic. So I got like a half a pound left to go. Please, God, please. I need all the prayers. You know, but that's another thing, you know, about staying in the game as far as your mind, you know, as the mind thinketh, you know, things are conceived by it. So you got to make sure you stay positive, okay? So I'm going to drop some pictures because even though I haven't lost scale weight, oh, there's been a big change in my body and the way my clothes fit. So I'll, things that I even wore at this same weight like 6 weeks ago look totally different. So I'm going to put some pictures here before I roll into my next segment about answering the call on your life. And I look forward to talking to you soon. I have a couple day in the life videos that I'm hopefully get out this week. I've had some issues with my editing software, glitches. I had to even lose a bunch of projects that I had already started. So if I can get them going, I'll post at least one more this week. And until next time, please like, share, and subscribe to Mom Saving Grace. I'll see you all next time. You guys can see me because my phone is sitting on two of my baby's shoes. We're real high tech here, okay? I'm still saving up on a good camera for my vlogging. I have grown so much, you all, in the last like month. It's kind of mind-boggling. It's like when I started setting on a path, I want to speak to moms who are out there hustling and still a mess like me. And still missing appointments, and on really tight budgets, that you're trying to do all these great things you see on social media and you've got like $5 in your pocket. Who feel like they fail every day at parenting, but you get up every day and you try again harder. I want to talk to us as women who don't portray picture perfect things on social media, but keep it real, okay? I'm just real passionate about it, to say that you're okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You're telling the truth. You know, I want to speak to those who are real about truth telling about life, because nothing is easy. Not marriage, not being a mom, not when I was single. It's hard. Everything is hard until you learn how to 100% rely on your higher power. For me, that's God, Jesus, you know, and trusting that his timing is perfect. And I want to talk about something in particular right now. When you figure out that you have a gifting, let me turn off my windshield wipers. When you figure out that you have a gifting in something, a calling, a ministry, whatever it is, that you feel like you've been put on this earth to do, I want you to know to expect challenges. And that's some things that these motivational speakers don't talk about enough. You know, I read, you know, the guy that wrote Compound Effect and whatever, and it's all of this like, you know, the small steps or add up to big steps, but they don't talk about the failures you're going to have. Part of the deception is, when I get on this path and I'm doing what I'm called to do on this earth, it's going to be easy. Absolutely not, because the point is to get you derailed so that you don't enlighten people and take them with you on your journey. You're going to get 100 million no's. Everything's going to seem really hard. And I don't care if you're having all-out seances and praying to God and you're fasting and you're whatever. I need you to know that you're going to expect challenges. And you want to know how I know? Because since I've been intentional about reaching women, I have had more no's than I have yeses. I have had more stalls in my life in every area than I can imagine. Even in my weight loss, I make a decision to have VSG. The first negative thing I think would happen, oh, what if I'm one of those people, I that only loses 30 pounds. That was my number one fear. Guess what happened? I got 1 pound short of 30 pounds and I've been stalled for almost 2 months. I got afraid because if I go to CrossFit that I'm going to stall because the exercise is going to stop my metabolism, and guess what? I've been stalled for 2 months. But the thing is that the exercise gives me life. I feel great when I do it, and I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to focus on and what's important, and I'm still going to go to CrossFit. I only go 3 days a week. That's 4 days a week to recover. Now, I might have to adjust some things that I don't want to do. I might have to get rid of carbs because I'm extremely insulin resistant. Not forever, but for now. I'm not like that, but I'm going to have to do it. But my point is, I'm going to tell you in the last 2 weeks, since I've been like, I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to do something every day that these books says and whatever. I've had more no's since being intentional than I've ever had before. A matter of fact, you all know that I have a business in essential oils. I'm an RN. I am really passionate about educating about it just because my life was so greatly affected by it, emotionally, physically, everything in my children's life. I love educating about it. I'm super passionate about it. It has nothing to do with sales, but reaching people who are getting regular treatment that are suffering and things aren't working and they're not offered any other solutions that are natural. So I'm all about it, you guys. And I set up this big plan, and I'm going to go talk to these people. One in particular was a physician. She has no idea that I'm into it, so she didn't know I was going to talk to her about it. I had an appointment with her, but because I am a labor and delivery RN, I'm like, it's a sure shot, because I just want to let her know I have classes for pregnant women where they can find out all about how to use them safely, because they're not all safe. You can't use wintergreen. You can't use, and so part of me learning you know, what's safe, what's not. It's not everything that all the MLMs tell you. You know, I'm real passionate about truth being told, okay? So and they say, oh, she's not available today. She's still at the hospital. You have to wait to see her for an hour. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Well, I have to pick up my kids, so I'll just see her nurse practitioner. I say, can I go to the bathroom? I go to the bathroom, there she is in the hallway. And she literally, like, dips her head down, like, and turns around. Now, she had no idea I was going to talk to her about that. But had I taken that personally and derailed my plans, someone might not get reached who needs help that is suffering. But there's always attacks that'll come, is what I'm trying to tell you, on the thing that you're most insecure about. I really had to psych myself up to talk to her anyways, because I don't want to overstep my boundaries, because I do get insecure about, well, what if they don't believe, or what if they don't whatever? Well, you know what? Then they don't, and that's okay, and they say no. I have to get in a place where there's personal growth, where I say in myself, you know what? That doesn't matter, on to the next, you know, whatever it is. But I guess I'm trying to tell you is, in the last week, I've had like 15 experiences similar to that, where I would feel rejection in areas that I should not even experience that with people over different things. You know, I could go on and on about it. But they will come, they're going to come in the areas that you need growth, and God knows you need growth in. If he knows that you need to get it together so that you are sound in how you feel about yourself, the denials will come. The no's will come. The closed doors will come. People won't respond to you over certain things. I've had sure shots in business where people said this is an absolute yes, say it's an absolute no, after spending hours and hours in that relationship with them the last couple weeks. It's been crazy. But this is all about me, though. This is all about me and my tenacity, my gumption, and tapping into the one who really fulfills me, and stop seeing those business deals, stop seeing my business growing, especially for those of us who are on social media. It's all about likes. It's all about, do they like me? Well, it really has nothing to do with that, because mostly it's all about algorithms and then keeping you addicted to social media so that you stay on there more. So please know that has nothing to do with you. That's not personal either. So I'm just saying, you know, if you've been planted a vision in your heart, keep going. Keep going. I have lots of friends who I'm going to be interviewing. One is songstress Kezia Alfred. You all, the music that she has put out, that especially lately, that's been birthed out of grinding and a season of no, is some of the best music that she has put out ever. And so I'm going to have her on and have her talk about that. She's a psalmist, she's a pastor, she's motivational, and she's real. But I just want you to know that, you know, that it's not as easy as those motivational books say, and you got to just keep grinding, you guys. So I love you. Stay true to whatever thing has been placed in your heart as your gifting, and keep grinding.